Good. Thank you for joining MovieJunk today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for having me on Movie Junk.
Absolutely. I know this is a tremendous honor to have you on, and I can't begin to say how much of an honor it is to have you on today.
It's my honor to be on your show. Thank you for having me.
This is tremendous, and I know Joe, you don't need a big introduction, but for the folks that are living under the rock, we got Joe D'Onofrio, who's very famously known for hit movies like Goodfellas and A Bronx Tale. Um, and also, and Analyze That and Spider-Man, you were the cop. But me personally, I remember you, the very first movie that I saw you in was Ninja Turtles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Ninja Turtles.
I
Oh,
remember
you're going back, man.
that. Oh yeah. When Casey Jones was trying to teach you guys a lesson, and then Raphael had to come in and kind of save you guys a little bit.
Oh, really? Oh, you remember that?
Oh man, there it is. Oh
You know
man.
what's funny? Someone actually texted me yesterday and said they're making a sequel with Casey Jones.
Oh
And
wow.
they realized that I was in the movie, and Casey Jones actually hit me with the hockey stick. So I told him, I said, it'd be funny if I come back in the Casey Jones movie for revenge. Maybe I could play a villain. So he said he's going to see what he's going to do. He's writing it now.
Oh man, that's awesome. I mean, that's headline news. I know there was a few Ninja Turtles projects that were in the works. I also heard there's a separate production on a direct sequel to Part Three.
Oh, wow.
Um, but yeah, we can get your character back with Casey Jones. I mean, that'd be awesome. That'd be a good first villain for him to go after in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it'd be great. The movie hoodlum, he's back. Or maybe I could become a nice guy. Maybe I change my life around.
That's true. That's true. Maybe you learned something from the hockey stick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got tripped by a turtle. I might have been like shell shocked, like, oh my God, I better straighten out before these turtles beat me up.
And Joe, that was your first motion picture. Is that correct?
Yes, it was.
On there. Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind me, kind of just, diving back to kind of how it all started, I want to jump into, all my favorite movies, but I'd love to hear kind of how you got started in the business.
How I got started was basically I was a break dancer, did a couple of commercials, and then I just fell into acting. I fell into being in movies. I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. I never wanted to be an actor, but I was so close to the characters that they needed that I ended up getting the parts. I started really taking acting seriously like 13 years ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I've definitely been catching up with a lot of your more recent work. So it's exciting to see that you're still making movies and some really good movies that you've made over the last 10 years, and definitely some that are coming out in the coming year. I'd like to discuss the upcoming projects.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, I noticed there's Goodfellas in the background, and that was your second motion picture, right? That was the next movie after Ninja Turtles.
Yes, it was.
Right. Was there any added pressure to playing a younger Joe Pesci, aka Tommy DeVito?
Not really. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. My agent basically was like, "You got an audition," and an audition was basically like going to school for me. It was just like I would get a phone call, get sides, and go up and do it, not realizing really what I was doing. And I ended up getting the part and going to the set, and it ended up being a great experience.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I don't think they could have cast a better person to play a young Joe Pesci, and also too because Joe Pesci is known, for having that distinct voice, and you also have a very distinct voice as well. It doesn't matter what movie it is, whenever I hear your dialogue, you always steal the scene because you have a very distinct voice. Perfect
Oh,
cast
thank
for
you.
that role.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, thank you. Everybody
Same.
tells me that.
Yeah, same with the younger Henry Hill. I mean, you got in the beginning of the movie. I mean that the younger Henry Hill and the younger Tommy DeVito. I could have just gotten a movie with just the younger version of the characters, and you can have a separate story if they ever want to do a prequel. We could see something like that.
Yeah, that guy's a very nice guy too. We do appearances together where people come and they bring memorabilia or they just come and meet us. And it's like, it's great that so many people love me and love him from that movie. And it's like, it's great when they come up to you and they recognize you and they say Hendry for me. Can you say Hendry? And I say it for them, and I just love it, man. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, and I don't remember any scenes with well, obviously no, there wouldn't be any scenes with Joe Pesci. But did you catch him on set, or did you ever get any experiences with Joe during the filming of the movie?
No, I never got a chance to meet Joe. We never met each other.
On there.
But we were in a couple of movies together. That's the funny part.
Yeah, well, I know I don't remember any scenes, but in Bronx Tale, you guys were both in that movie together.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as Martin Scorsese, I mean the famous director,
Yeah.
what was it like working under his direction?
Oh, it was great. It was a memorable, it was one of the things that's going to go down in history in my brain as one of the best memories of my life. The guy's amazing. He's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, so many memorable movies, and just recently the Irishman. Uh,
Yeah. Oh,
so
I'm so grateful to Marty Scorsese, man. It's really excellent that he had me in his movie.
on there, and you mentioned you started off your career as a breakdancer. Are you still doing any breakdancing today, or?
Yeah, sure. If you need me to, I'll do it for you. It's not a problem.
Awesome. So you still do a little bit of breakdancing.
Yeah, if you need me to, why not?
Absolutely. No, I
How
love
about yourself?
me. No, I never picked up the the skill to do that. That'd be, I don't think I'd probably break something trying to break dance.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, maybe one day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Maybe I can get a couple lessons from you. That'd be awesome. Awesome.
Maybe one day, definitely.
Yeah. And as far as I bet you're going to guess what movie I'm going to ask next. A Bronx Tale.
Hey,
Awesome, awesome movie. And this was a chance to, I think this was now the third time working with Robert De Niro, right? Because he directed this movie and starred, and you guys had done a movie together. I'm forgetting the name, The Last Eye, or
nope.
there was a second movie that you guys did together beforehand. But that was the third movie you guys did now, was A Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale was the third one. We did Goodfellas. Then we did a movie called Night in the City,
Night in the
and
City.
then we did and then we did Bronx Tale, which he directed me in,
And
and
analyze
then we
that.
did. Let's see if you can guess the fourth one.
Oh, one of my all-time favorites. Analyze that.
Wow, you're good, man. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. Analyze that.
Yeah, I know. I love to analyze that, and I'm definitely going to jump into some analyze that questions as well. But Bronx Tale, he directed this movie, and also starring Chaz Palminteri. One of my all-time favorite movies. I know the movie started kind of as a one-man show with Chaz, and it was kind of a semi-biographical play and movie that he did.
Yeah.
I think there was some story that the studios wanted to buy it off him, but he wouldn't do it unless he starred in it. What was it like, working with that cast?
It was unbelievable. Chaz Palminteri is a genius, a great actor, and a great person. And I'm so grateful, like I said, that he gave me the opportunity to play Slick in his movie. And I love to see all the success that he's having with the movie, with the show, with the play, everything. I support him 100%. And the whole cast is unbelievable. It was great, great experience. And just having Robert De Niro direct me was like going to acting class, man. And I remember doing that scene with Robert De Niro, no, with Chaz Palminteri when he took my head into the car. And it was like, dude, it was like acting school, man. How we got into the scene, how we prepared. It's another part of my life that I'll never forget, man. It was great.
And this was Robert De Niro's first directorial movie. I think it was his directorial debut, I
Yep.
believe. I know he had dedicated it for his father, who had recently passed as well. What was there any difference from starring in a scene with him versus getting direction? Was it just like second nature?
No, it was different. It was very different. I mean, being in a scene with him is so great because he's such a professional
Yeah.
that, I mean, he taught me before the director yells action to be in the scene. So before you say action, I'm already in the scene and knowing what's going on in the scene and my emotions in my head. And then when I do the scene, I'm there. And directing, he's more quiet and tells you what to do. I remember we were doing Analyze That, and we were up on doing the roof scene. And we were up in the roof, and he grabs me up.
Jelly.
Yeah. You got me?
Yeah, with Jelly.
Yeah, with Jelly. Yeah, with Jelly. I thought you said Joey. I'm sorry. Yeah, with Jelly. And he starts wrestling with me, and just to get into the scene. And it's great. And that whole scene and Analyze That on the roof, we improv that whole thing. Everything was made up on the spot. And it was great, man. I love working with him. The guy's a legend and an icon.
Yeah, I know Robert De Niro is, widely, popular for, using, kind of the improv, and same with Joe Pesci as well. They're kind of the masters at it. Same with Marlon Brando as well. In the movie The Score, where they did a lot of improv together. Do you do a lot of improv in your movies? Do you kind of get some of that artistic liberties in some of your movies, or is it just when you work with Mr. De Niro?
No, I usually always do improv. I'm like an improv guy. People actually hire me for my improv. And most of the time when you go to a set, I mean, it never usually stays the same. It's like there's always improv, because you become the character. And when you say action, like I said, a minute before they yell action, I'm in that character. And when they say action, I'm in the character. So sometimes things come out and in the character. And it makes the scene, a little better. And, sometimes it's great. So yes, I'm always improving.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I mean, already we touched on Goodfellas and A Bronx Tale. Already two of my favorite movies. And yeah, it's one of those movies, Bronx Tale. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. If it starts playing, you're stuck for the rest of the the hour and a half, 2 hours till it's done. A wonderful movie. And yeah, I mean, it's just there's so many life lessons that you learn with that movie, and your character specifically, is just so memorable in it. And no, it's amazing movie with a great cast.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. So I know we lightly touched on Analyze That. Right on the same time of Analyze That, there was a actually TV show that I remember with Terry Crews. Are we there yet?
Yeah, Staten Island
Mike, yeah. Staten Island Mike was awesome.
Thank you.
On there, yeah. And I definitely, working. How was it like working with Terry Crews?
It was excellent. It was a dream come true. Him and that whole cast was excellent, and that was a lot of improv on that. I remember Ali Leroy was one of the creators of the show, and I remember coming into work one day, and I was like, "Hey, I read the script. Is it okay if I add a line here? Because I think it'd be funny." And he's like, do whatever you want. Just become the character. Whatever comes out, comes out. If we don't like it, we'll redo it. Or we'll say cut and we'll do it again. I said, okay, no problem. And ever since that day forward, it was the first episode I did. And I ended up doing 25. And I remember doing that. And the director never really directed me. And I had told Terry one day, I said, Terry, I find it kind of weird. The director's never, giving me any direction. I mean, am I doing anything wrong? And he looked at me, he's like, Joe, you're doing everything right. That's why he's not telling you, because you're doing it right. And ever since then, I was like, wow. And I try to make it a priority when I go to a set. I want to bring my best character. And if the director don't tell me what to do, I love it. But if he tells me what to do to make an adjustment, it's fine. Because sometimes I might be angry or too funny or too high or too low. That's what directors do. And I always tell directors, let me know what's going on. But I loved working on that show. It was great.
Yeah, that show was awesome. And actually, I remember watching it a lot when it was out. And because I was a big fan of the movie. So seeing it, kind of become a TV show, and with Terry Crews, it was just awesome. And then you're again noticing you, because you're one of my favorite actors. I was like, oh man, there he is.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a lot of great directors on that too. A lot of directors that were on a lot of sitcoms and shows. Because this was like maybe I think the third or fourth sitcom I did. So I got a lot of that was like also going to acting school, because a lot of the writers, and actually one of the writers is the guy who writes Blackish now, Kenny Barris. He was one of the original writers of Off the Air Yet, and now he's got that show. And it was great just learning from these guys and watching Terry Crews, how the comic timing, and comedy and drama is two different monsters.
Yeah.
And it's all about how you present the line, when to say the line, it's a lot of facial reactions. And I love it. I love comedy. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I guess most of the fans, notice you for being, kind of the serious role in these drama roles, but you really are, funny. So I do want to see you, doing more. And this was a good showcase of your, comedic, capabilities. So I'd love to see you do more comedy movies in the future.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So do I. I just finished a comedy, but The Family Feuds. It's going to be funny when you see it.
Yeah, that also stars John Fiore, I believe, correct?
Yep,
Gigi
John
from
Fury is one of
Sopranos.
John Fury, my buddy William DeMeo,
Yeah, yeah.
Louis Veneria, um, Bruce Buster Socia, a lot of great characters in that, man. It's going to be a classic. I really believe it's going to be a classic.
Yeah, I know we did an interview with John Fiore. I'm a huge Sopranos fan. Gigi from Sopranos, and I know we talked a little bit about that movie, and I'm excited to see that when it gets released.
Yeah, John's a great dude, man. Great actor. Great actor. Love him.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys that does a lot of these drama roles, but he's actually really funny.
Yeah. I'm always whenever they need an angry guy or gangster, whatever, they call me up. And you know what happens? Usually I do a lot of independent things sometimes where I'll play angry people or crazy people. Like I did The Brawler. I played a killer in that. And the guy who did that and produced it, I told him, I said, listen, I'm always playing angry guys. I said, don't you think I'm a nice guy? He's like, yeah, I think you're nice. I said, so next time you do a movie, if you find a nice guy, hire me. And boom, they hired me to play a nice guy in the next two movies he did. I played a sheriff, and I just played the elf in another movie. And another guy, too, I played a dentist in another movie. It's great playing different people. I love it.
Yeah, we mentioned working with directors and kind of getting direction from directors. Do you have a passion for directing any of your own projects or doing any directing?
Not really. I mean, I think I probably could direct because I love working with actors and I love working with other actors and doing whatever I got to do. But I don't have a passion for it right now. Maybe in the future, maybe one day I might. For now, I'm just acting, and I'm blessed that I'm acting. Actually, in the background, I have the show Gravesend that's on Amazon Prime right now. They're starting to shoot that again in March, and I'm so excited to do that with my friend William DeMeo. It's going to be a great series. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I mean, if you didn't see it already, you should go to Amazon. Go to Amazon Prime and watch it.
Yeah, no, Will's awesome. I actually the first piece that I saw him in was in Sopranos.
Yep.
And he was in Sopranos for a few seasons, and then also in Analyze That as well too, and Gotti, a bunch of movies. And yeah, no, I noticed there's you guys have been working a lot together recently, and there's definitely good chemistry between both you guys.
Well, we did Wannabes in 2000,
Yeah.
where I played the gangster's son and he played my rival, which was a good movie, Wannabes. If you want to see a good gangster movie, a classic. And then we did Back in the Day, which he played the boxer and I played his best friend. And now we just did Gravesend and we did Family Feuds, where we played friends too. And we did a couple other ones together, but those are the main ones. And he's just a great, phenomenal actor. And he's a great director and a great writer.
Yeah.
And I just love working with him, man. I'm looking so forward to working the Gravesend, man.
In The Boxer, that was a good movie. I know you guys had that good fight scene in the bar.
Oh, man. That was so great filming that. And you know what I love best about it? When I work with a guy like him, I know that the scene's going to get done quick and fast because he knows his camera angles and we know each other really good. So it's good. We just like boom, 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 boom. It gets done.
Yeah. As far as I know this has been kind of a unique year for us all. What are some things that you've been doing to stay busy during these times?
Working out, exercising, eating right. I did all my reels, like you could see in the background. I got every movie I was ever in, took every scene out, put it on my computer, edited them all up, and I did my pictures, I did my Actors Access. I watched a lot of seminars on acting and a lot of seminars with directors and and casting people, because I'm always learning. I'm always an open book, and I'm always want to learn as much as I could.
Yeah, I know you mentioned one of the things, health, because I do follow you on Instagram and seeing you do a lot more keto
Yeah.
eating as well, and so I know it's probably tough. I mean, for guys like us, I'm a pasta eater myself, so it's tough to kind of switch to keto as well, because I have relatives that are Italian, and every time we get together, it's just carb fest.
Well, there's once in a while I'll cheat, like on a Sunday, but then I go back right the next day. Sometimes it's good to cheat one day here and there to, mess up your body a little and then get back into keto. So I try to do it every once in a while because I can't give up pasta. At least I got to have it at least once a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same with me with pizza. I can't give it up. Can't give it up.
Haven't had pizza in months.
Oh man, that must be brutal. And you're in New York, so that's some of the best pizza in the world. So it's must be
Oh
difficult.
man, the pizza here is incredible. I love it.
Yeah, one of my favorite places, and whenever I do come out to New York, is for pizza is a place called Pizzarte.
I've never heard of it.
It's an artisan style pizza place, and then for Italian food, I love going to Il Cortile.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's on Mulberry Street in Little Italy.
Oh,
That was a place I used to love to go to, because I'm on the West Coast. But whenever I come out to the East Coast, those are always my go-to spots.
I like Peppino's in Bay Ridge. I like crispy pizza. I like espresso pizza. Spumoni Gardens is also good. The Faroes, a lot of good pizza around. Peppino's is my favorite now, but they make a great vodka pizza with like prosciutto and mushrooms on it. But I haven't ate it, so
Yeah. As far as some of the upcoming, I know we mentioned the Family Feud. Are there any exciting projects that you have coming underway for the next year or so?
well, we got The Wrong Path that Judy Sanromo produced with C. Thomas Howell. We have The Birthday Cake with Val Kilmer
Oh, nice. Yeah.
and Paul Savino, Vinny Pastori. We got 3 Days Rising with Mickey Rourke and William DeMeo and Angel Salazar. We got Christmas vs. the Walters, of course, the Christmas movie with Dean Winters and Jack McGee. Al Lina, one of my boys, Al Lina, another Brooklyn guy, love him. And Gravesend. And, and a couple of them. And Guns and Grams is another movie that I did with the guys from The Wire, Guns and Grams. We got, what do we got? We got Sarah Q, that's on Amazon Prime right now. And we got a bunch of other things. We got Mark's Place on Amazon Prime. We got Street Smart. And that's about it. Oh, yeah, Love and Love Not, we just finished.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm blessed to be, working, doing my thing. This COVID thing, you got to get tested every day. You got to get tested before. I actually just took a test today. I'm negative.
Good. No, glad that you're continuing to stay healthy, and I know it's been difficult for obviously the industry, and from what I'm hearing, a lot of filming during this time is being done in Atlanta, Georgia. It's kind of become like a second
Mm.
Hollywood right now. How's New York? Are there movie productions kind of busy there, or are you having to travel a lot to shoot movies?
Oh, yeah, everything's open right now. But I mean, I was in Palm Springs. I was up in Rhode Island. I just came back from Long Island. I mean, yeah, wherever you got to take me, I'll go. But I mean, New York's open for business. I mean, Gravesend's going to be shooting down in Florida. I think I'm going to be down there for a couple of days. So that should be fun. And they got some new cast additions to the cast, which is going to be great. And if you watch the first season, great cliffhanger, and you're going to love the second season.
Absolutely, yeah. No, Amazon Prime has been, getting some. It's kind of, really rivaling Netflix right now, and kind of purchasing some of the big movies and some of the best shows. And Coming to America just got purchased on Amazon Prime Part
I
Two.
can't wait to see it. That's
Yeah,
my favorite movie. Coming to America is one of my favorite movies ever. I love Eddie Murphy.
I love that movie. Yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time as well. And I was a
I
little
love it.
nervous when I found out that they were touching, the original and making a sequel. But have you seen the trailer?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, no, the trailer's out. You should. I liked it, and I loved it. I mean, they got all the guys back from the barbershop.
Oh,
Every one of them,
wow.
every one of them is still alive. So yeah, no, it looks like it's going to be really good. But you should
Well,
definitely check.
half of those guys in the barbershop was Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah, and Arsenio. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So,
yeah,
I mean, I guess Wesley Snipes is in it. He's probably playing a couple of characters too. I did Jungle Fever with Wesley. There was a couple of scenes that were cut that we were in. He's another great actor and a great talent. Enjoyed working with him and Spike Lee in that Jungle Fever. That was after we did Goodfellas, we did Jungle Fever, and then we jumped on to Bronx Tale after that.
And since you mentioned that you love comedic roles, and you want to do more and more comedy in the future, what are some of your, we touched on Coming to America, what are some of your favorite comedy movies?
I love Norbert. This is gonna sound funny, but you know what I like? I like the Jackass movies are pretty funny, like Johnny Knoxville.
Oh
I
yeah.
love like when they do real stuff like that. It's really good. I love it.
The first movie you said, it was a Norbit, the one with Eddie Murphy.
Yep, yep. I
Yeah,
love it.
I
That
love.
was, oh man, that was so funny. And the other one, White Chicks with Terry Crews. That was
Oh,
another funny one. Oh, you know what? I love Adam Sandler. I could watch an Adam Sandler. I could watch Adam Sandler movies like all day. I mean, either Transylvania, cartoons, anything he does. Him and David Spade. What's it called? The Wrong Missy. That was great.
that
And
one
the
was.
one with Ben Stiller was good too.
Yeah, and I've actually met David Spade before too, at the Grove in
Oh, wow.
LA, and super nice guy, really nice guy to talk to. Yeah, he was awesome. But touching back on Norbit, very underrated movie. I don't know why the movie got some bad reviews, but it's hilarious. I mean, Eddie Murphy's awesome in it. The siblings are awesome in it. I think that's the only movie where an actor has gotten the Raspberry Award for Worst Actor and Worst Actress. But he was just so funny in that movie. I mean, that's one of the movies that I never understood why it got bad reviews. I mean, it's I love that movie. It's hilarious.
That movie is great.
Yes.
Acting in that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
From Eddie Murphy to Charlie Murphy to Terry Crews to the guys who played the pimps. What is it? Eddie Griffin
Mhm.
and Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those guys were unbelievable. I don't even know. I never knew it got a bad review. I thought that movie was great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was so surprised to hear that it won so many Raspberry Awards, which is not an award, obviously, that someone wants to win. But yeah, I loved it. I actually was hoping that they can make a sequel.
I wish they did.
It's hilarious.
I would see it in a minute.
And also, he even played, I think, an Asian in that role too. It was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everybody.
He was the Asian guy, exactly.
Yeah. Is there anything that like that actors do, even experienced actors like yourself, to kind of sharpen their tools, like within like other actors they've worked with, or other peers? How does an actor, someone that's experienced as you, kind of addition, sharpen their tools as far as getting better?
I'm always talking to other actors and learning from other actors. As a matter of fact, I just finished, like I said, the Christmas with the Walters, and I was working with Jack McGee, great actor, been in tons of stuff. And he had a paragraph that he had to memorize, and it was all these weird words in there. And I'd asked him, I said, Mr. McGee, how do you memorize your lines? You got any tips for me? And he had told me he writes them down. He writes it down and writes it down and writes it down. And I was like, oh, wow, that's interesting. So he taught me that. And it was funny because another actor I was talking on the phone had asked me, how do you memorize lines? Because he had like 38 pages he had to memorize. And I was like, and I told him what Jack McGee said, and I told him my technique, how to do it. And basically, every day you work on a set, it's a different scene. So a guy like me, I can memorize quick. Like I can memorize 2, 3 scenes in like an hour. So if I know I'm shooting something tomorrow, if I look at it, like if I read it over a couple of times, I could memorize it fast. But I'm always learning. I'm always watching other actors. Like even like like I said, I did the scene with Jack McGee, and I was watching him do the scene. And we did the scene, and we actually like walked out of the scene. And when we walked out of the scene, they were still filming the other guys behind us. And I'm always in character. And I noticed Jack McGee was the same thing. When we left the scene, we were still in character, even though we weren't on screen. And a lot of actors, they think when you yell action, you start. When you yell cut, you stop. For me, it's not like that. Like I said, and it was funny, I was doing Family Feuds, and I worked with a couple of the actors, and one of the actors I worked with him on his first movie. And I had I didn't realize what I was doing, but he always says that I taught him how to act because I told him to get in the scene before we were doing the scene. And we were talking about it. And there was like a seasoned actor on the set with us. And the seasoned actor came up to me like the next day and was like, Joe, I want to thank you for telling me about being in the scene before they yell action. And I was like, oh, you're welcome, no problem. Because a lot of actors think you start at action and you end at cut. You don't.
A lot of times, you hear that actors, that they prefer to be called their character name on set, just to kind of stay in the role. I also see Michael Rispoli, in this clip right here too. A lot of and
Friends
Sopranos.
and Romans. We did a movie called Friends and Romans. He's another great, phenomenal actor. Love working with him. I worked with him on The Bronx is Burning, first movie a long time ago. It was the story about the New York Yankees. I don't know if you ever seen it.
I haven't
Bronx
seen
is
it.
Burning.
No, what's it called again?
The Bronx is Burning.
I've heard of it. No, I haven't seen it. No, definitely gonna put it on my list.
You have to see it. I think it was an 8-part series. There it goes in the background if you see it. If you look at my hair, we played like guys from the 1970s.
Was this a mini series was
Yep.
it Showtime or?
I don't know. I think it was. I'm not sure what channel it was on, but it was a miniseries. It was.
Yeah, no, I do remember actually watching this. No, no, I want to I'm gonna put this back and I want to finish it. Actually, I do remember this series. Yeah,
Yep. And
yeah,
the other guy is a famous boxer that's in that scene with us. Lou Savarese.
yeah.
Mike Tyson knocked him out in like a minute. Great guy. Another great guy.
Awesome, awesome. No, no, definitely. The reason why I remember it is because of the hair. I remember your guys and the hair in this scene. Definitely. Joe, I want to be respectful of your time. I mean, I can definitely, just keep asking, about some of these all-time favorite movies. Really excited that we were able to get you on, and excited to see your upcoming projects as well. And definitely share, some of those with the fans. But just want to thank you again for joining, and definitely want to do this again sometime in the coming year as well. Once these movies come out, and love to talk about kind of how everything went.
Thank you for having me on. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed life. And I'm so glad that you asked me. I'm honored. And just have a great life. Thank you so much.
I
Appreciate it.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. Same with you as well, and have a blessed and safe year. And hopefully I can catch you the next time I'm in New York. We'll go to one of those restaurants together.
You got it, buddy. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah.